In this video, you will see 9 gesture drawings done from the live model. Each pose is about 1 minute long. I'm going to share with you how you can use a little bit of white charcoal in those short drawings to get a more interesting result with more information pretty quickly. But first of all, I'd like to point out that that first drawing is a sucker. That happens to me pretty much every time. The first one, I'm just not in the groove yet, and I haven't figured out where I want to look or what I'm trying to do, so that's totally normal. Now I'm on to the second one, and this one's going to go a lot better now that I have a feel again for what 1 minute is really like. Once I get a little bit of a perimeter, instead of trying to add all of the limbs, I'm just going to add a little bit of a sense of where that light is hitting. So it means I don't have an entire figure, and I don't even really have an entire gesture, but I do have some sense of form on just a little area of the figure. So the same thing here, where I have a back, a little bit of an arm, but that little bit of white gives just enough information for us to almost understand the rest of the figure, even though it hasn't been drawn in. I would say that I spend at least half the time drawing the outline. I feel that I can go a lot faster with the white charcoal because the outline is already established, so I've already determined the proportions. For each 1 minute pose, there are probably about 40 seconds doing the outlines and then 20 seconds adding the white. Of course, this is approximate. Personally, I enjoy creating these little vignettes more than I do creating big action poses. So if you feel the same way and you feel like your gesture poses and those big action lines aren't satisfying and you don't feel like they're getting you anywhere, you might try to do something like this and just focus on a very small area of the figure. Once you get into the habit of drawing little outlines of just small areas of the figure, then you can start to add a little bit of white shading or even just regular dark shading. Although I would not say that doing big gestures is completely useless, I do think that there's a point at which it's not necessarily helping you grow anymore, especially if your goals are centered around getting better with proportion and shading. In my opinion, gesture drawing really has absolutely nothing to do with proportion and shading. It's all about movement. So if you're wanting to improve realism and proportion, they're not going to help you. If you do get better with proportion and shading through gesture drawing, it's going to be a brute force algorithm situation. And it's just going to be because you've repeated things enough that occasionally you find something that helps a little bit, and then that naturally moves you forward. But I don't see it as a practice that is actually going to teach you and help you to get better. However, focusing on small areas and learning how to look and compare the actual contours and shapes on each side of a little section of the figure, and understanding how to do just a little bit of shading to show the form can go a long way, even in your longer drawings. I personally find it really nice to spend a little bit getting in the habit of looking around the figure, and I enjoy later looking back at these little vignettes of drawings and having at least some understanding of what I was looking at. I'm sure that I'm going to get a lot of pushback making a statement like that and saying that gesture drawing does not help shading or proportion, so let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you like doing gesture drawings, and do you find that making those big sweeping movements helps you with proportion or shading? Or do you find that when you do gesture drawing, you feel a little bit lost and you're not sure what the whole point or purpose of the exercise is. I would love to hear your thoughts and find out if it's just me, if I've been alone in this feeling that gesture drawings haven't moved my artwork forward, or am I just totally off base and missing the point of gesture drawing? Let me know in the comments below. In the meantime, if you would like some tutorials on figure drawing that will help you with shading and proportion, check out patreon.com/School of Realist Art. And if you want a full figure drawing program that is focused on natural and realistic drawings of the human form, check out figuredrawingacademy.com. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.